Welcome to the Moon Tribe podcast. I'm Simona, your host. I'm here to inspire heart-led entrepreneurs and conscious leaders to follow their purpose and create a life of freedom, wealth, and magic. Welcome, tribe! I'm excited to share with you about one of my favorite subjects today, which is about manifesting. And as part of this series of looking at how we can use lunar wisdom in our business, we're going to take a look at how you can manifest with the moon. So in the last episode, you can go back to check it out. I talked about how to set your new moon intentions. And this is really how you can manifest with the moon. So I will share a little bit more today about what manifesting is and also about my 5 favorite things I have manifested so far with the moon. And there have been actually many, and also all my students are always reporting that many of their new moon intentions have become true. So it's really magical to work with this. So I have learned about manifesting over the last years more and more, going deeper into my journey of spirituality, working with yoga, and also as part of growing my business. So I'm really fascinated about manifesting. I think it's such a beautiful art to learn, to master. It helps us so much in our life. Let's start with demystifying manifesting a little bit. So there's a lot of talk about manifesting. And you might be wondering, what is that actually? What is manifesting? It sounds very out there. Manifesting is actually not something woo-woo, but we are manifesting all the time. And the word manifesting, it refers to making something manifest, which is materializing it. So bringing something into a physical reality. And the idea is that everything actually has its beginning on the invisible level of energy. So it starts as energy and then becomes matter. That's the process of manifesting. So everything, if you look around your room, everything you see has first started as a thought or as an idea. Someone said, I'm gonna write a book. And it became a book. Somebody said, I'm gonna make a table. And so here you see the table in your room. So it's the process of energy coming into form. And as I said, we are actually manifesting all the time. If you look around you in your life, the situations, the relationships, your business, all of this is what you have manifested. And I know this can feel a little uncomfortable. How do you feel when I say this? Because sometimes there are situations or relationships where I'm like, how did I manifest this? That's not exactly what I want. How did I end up manifesting this? So for me, when I first learned about it, it is kind of confronting, right? But then on the second thought, I also felt it's actually incredibly empowering. Because if I created all of this, then I also have the power to change it, right? That's something I really love about this journey of manifesting, that it asks us to take radical responsibility for everything we see in our lives, and also really take the power as powerful creator beings that we are. So if you are the creator, you can create whatever you desire. So the thing is that most of the time we are manifesting unconsciously. And if you think about, your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, the conscious mind is a little bit like the tip of the iceberg. And the unconscious is everything that's submerged under the water. So it's a big, big piece. And the things that are unconscious are also manifesting. So often when we manifest situations that we don't really want to experience, it can be that our fears, our doubts, or old karmic patterns are manifesting through the subconscious. There's a level of doing the inner work that is needed, doing the healing, working on our unconscious blocks, letting go of limiting beliefs. And that's also where there can be so many powerful shifts through the coaching. So you can actually start to manifest what you want. So for me, that has been a huge game changer for being able to manifest more consciously. But let's just go back one step before I dive into this. I'm sure most of you have heard about the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction is very powerful, and we will be definitely talking more about it in this podcast. There's so much to say. But basically, just to summarize briefly, is that the idea of the law of attraction is that what we send out is what we attract back. So the energy, the signal that we send out is also what we attract. So we attract a match of the frequency that we send out. In that way, our thoughts, our beliefs, our energy, our whole energetic being is constantly sending out a signal. And this creates our reality. So from this point of view, our reality is actually a big mirror. Everything we see, every situation we experience, every relationship is a mirror. And I know this can feel really mind-boggling to think about, but it's also, I feel, really, really empowering and really, really exciting, because it gives all the power back to you to actually create what you want, right? So how do we go from unconscious to conscious manifesting? Because that's when we can attract what we actually desire. For me, there's a couple of steps. The first one, as I mentioned, is really doing the inner work. So if you notice something that you really want isn't manifesting, it is probably because you have some unconscious blocks around it, right? And we all do. That's part of the journey of life and the journey of evolution. Is, we need to clean up whatever is going on under the surface. And that can take years, or it can take, just a few hours. But there's a level of healing and level of inner work that is needed on different layers. So it's about letting go of limiting beliefs, working on your mindset. Coaching has helped me a lot to shift, doing energy work, embodiment practices, etc., etc. So once we've done this kind of clearing out and we can become a clear channel, that's what it's about, then we can set our conscious intention. And that's going back to the new moon intention, is actually becoming really clear and saying to the universe, this is what I want, please. And actually writing it down, making it really like a statement. That's quite powerful. That's a powerful act. What would you create if anything is possible? If you are the creator of your entire reality, what would you create? That's the exciting part where we get to really play, right? Going back to the moon, working with the moon is this cosmic timer. So you want to also set these intentions at the right time. And the new moon is the best time of the month to plant the seeds of your intentions. So for me, I've been working with this for several years. I'm still doing it on a monthly basis. I love it. I take my time every new moon. And a few examples of what I have manifested over these last years is I remember when I moved to Amsterdam, it was in 2019, beginning of the year. And I had just come back from traveling and I left London and I needed to find a new place, find a new apartment in Amsterdam. That was one of the things where I, put down my intentions and I was really focusing on it and visualizing it and connecting to this intention. And I also remember there's also something interesting to add that people who are living in Amsterdam, and if you know anything about Amsterdam, you probably know it's not so easy to find a good place. The prices for the rent are quite high. Most good places are hard to find, etc. I didn't know any of that. I was just coming and I was like, I'm manifesting my amazing apartment. And also I didn't have the limiting beliefs around it like the locals have. And so I could manifest an amazing place in a very short time. And it was super easy. And it was exactly what I was looking for. Another thing I manifested also in that time was to start teaching in my favorite yoga schools in Amsterdam. So I had been going there and practicing there and just loving the place and the, really beautiful environment, wonderful energy in the studio. And also, again, I set my new moon intentions and I worked with this practice of manifesting. And I think it was 1 month or 6 weeks. And I was actually invited to teach there. And as you can imagine, it's not so easy to actually get in to teach in one of these studios. So the doors opened. It's a lot about the energy that you're bringing to creating what you want to create in your life. Another thing that I'm still so grateful and mind blown about. And if you want to see some pictures, you can also head over to my website where I have it under the features. Is that actually, and I still remember that so well because it was just after the new moon in Leo. And the sign of Leo, if you know a little bit, is all about being in the spotlight. It's about being on stage, being featured. And I was very playful about it. I was very lighthearted about it. But I remember writing down as my new moon intention, I'm so excited to be featured on in an amazing magazine and in international podcasts. So I wanted to be featured in my business. And it was literally on the next day that I suddenly got a message on Instagram. I was like, what is this? And I was invited by the editor of the yoga magazine asking me that he would like to feature me and actually also have me on the cover. So I was so excited. I was so blown away that this happened literally within 24 hours of me setting this intention. And I had actually already forgotten about it. And suddenly it popped in. So that's really how it can work, and it's completely magical. So if you have anything like this happening, please share with me. I love these stories. Also, hear it all the time from my moon sisters and from my students. And then probably the most important thing I have manifested, and also it has taken some time because I had to do a lot of the inner work and removing some of the subconscious blocks I've just been talking about. It took way longer than I wanted, but I manifested my beloved partner, Dennis, my twin flame. And it was 3 years ago. And that was also very, very special because I was really also doing this inner work around the mindset. But then I was also completely tuning in and using my new moon intentions to really connect with the energy of this manifestation. So that has been absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, also in my business, I'm using this all the time to manifest and to call in soul clients that I love working with, which I'm so grateful about, to manifest money in my business, to manifest projects. It's basically, bringing things down into the 3D reality. That's how we can use it. So have fun with it. I hope this is helpful. I hope this inspired you. And we're definitely going to be talking more about manifesting. This is just as a first little introduction. And I hope it sparked something in you. Please share with me. You can drop me a message on Instagram if you want, or send me an email. I would love to hear from you. Also your stories of manifesting. And if you want to go deeper, come and join us in the Moon Tribe Circle. Lots of love. See you in the next episode. And meanwhile, please remember to share your magic. Thank you for listening to the Moon Tribe podcast with me, Simona Shimanovic. I'd love to share my free abundance meditation with you. Go to simonashimanovic.com and join the tribe.